So let's talk about how to be wealthy in your 20s, because this is the very beginning of the journey. You are coming out of the starting blocks. And in this age, at this phase, it's really about getting the behavior right.
Guys, if I could get you excited about any decade, this is the opportunity when you're a billionaire of time to leverage and maximize every opportunity you can, because it's kind of hard to screw it up if you do this right.
So when we think about what wealthy looks like in the 20s, there is a wonderful quote by Benjamin Franklin, I think, that lays this out really well. Benjamin Franklin said, "Many a man thinks he is buying pleasure when he's really selling himself to it." Brian, how many folks early on in their journey have we seen fall into this exact trap?
Well, we go through most of us, our first 20 years, we feel like we're under the thumb of somebody else, whether it's your parents or something. So when you get out on your first time on your own, you want to unleash, you want to reward, you want to pay yourself back for all that discipline or whatever you perceive that you've been under. Guys, I want you to know this quote, when I read it, many a man thinks he is buying pleasure. How many of us, whether it's going and buying the new car, right after we get out, get running up a consumer credit card debt because they were offering those all through college, only to find out later when you get a little more, an ounce of wisdom, that you have now locked yourself, you've sold yourself, your labor, your time, all because of these things that mean absolutely nothing to you. That's heavy.
That's exactly right. And so true wealth in your 20s, it looks like living within your means. People that are actually wealthy, they recognize that using debt or borrowing money to buy items or experiences isn't actually freedom. It's entrapment. And don't mishear us. We have nothing wrong with you buying things that you can afford or having experiences that you can afford, but it's about doing the ones that you can afford. It's about living below your means, not at your means or even beyond your means.
Create that margin in your life, but I'm not saying be a miser. I do want you to look back when you're in your 40s and 50s and say, man, life well lived in my 20s, but we're talking about bedazzle your basic life. You can do really incredible things that will create great blossoming memories without running up a bunch of debt.
Another thing that being wealthy in your 20s looks like is it looks like getting out of debt, or at least getting out of most of your debt, because we understand that there are a lot of debts. Maybe student loans from your education, or maybe when you got your first car, you had to take on an auto loan. Some of those are necessities, but there are other types of debts, the credit card debts, the consumer debts, the store debts, those types of debts. In your 20s, if you want to be truly wealthy, you have to get those off of your balance sheet, because if you're paying interest, if you're throwing money away on past purchases, you are literally robbing from your future self's ability to build wealth.
Well, debt is that it's an illusion to you, because it looks like it's solving all of your problems that you have in your 20s, is that it helps you pay for things when you're not making a lot of money. But guys, I'm here to tell you, if you don't get the behavior right, the discipline, it will be a bridge to nowhere. You are borrowing from your future self. So that's why when we talk about 23/8 with cars, when we talk about all the avoiding credit card debt if you can't pay it off monthly, we're trying to teach you that credit card and all that high interest debt is chainsaw dangerous. So you got to protect yourself from what you just don't know in your 20s.
And what's wonderful is if you can leave your 20s, or you can get to the end of your 20s with no debt or only having low interest debt, you're going to be on fantastic financial footing to start beginning to build wealth in your 30s. And one of the things, this is a great thing that Warren Buffett said. He says, the best way to build wealth is to invest in yourself. So when we think about folks in their 20s that are actually wealthy, that are actually doing the right things, they're recognizing that one of the best things they can do is improve themselves, improve their skill set, improve their knowledge, improve the way that they make decisions. And it doesn't have to be something that goes out and racks up a bunch of debt. It doesn't have to be getting an advanced degree. I mean, it can be, but it's more about improving the decisions that you're making and making your future self make better decisions than your current self.
Well, it's back to once again, the superpower of your 20s is you are a billionaire of time. Imagine if you take the power of compounding growth, but you can boost what you earn, your disposable income available to you by $100 a month, $1,000 a month. These things, the exponential difference this will make in your life. So that's why if you can focus on, what degree do you get? Is there extra certifications you can do? Is there some type of networking that's going to help you either sell more products or either get to know the right people that will put you in the right places? Get out there and learn. And even something as simple as watching the Money Guy show, so you leverage and maximize your understanding of personal finance and this tool of money. All these things are going to help you and help you build wealth better than your peers. And it's going to let you, your future self will have less and less regrets because you maximize this very important moment.
Yeah, and as you are investing in yourself, one of the things it allows you to begin to do is it allows you begin to have a plan in place. It's so amazing, Brian. We talk to people in their mid to late 20s and we're like, hey, what's your plan? They're like, oh, I don't have a plan. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I'm just trying to make the ends meet. If you really want to be wealthy in your 20s, you want to have a plan. You want to have goals that you've set. Okay, I want to be able to save at this rate. I want to be able to knock out this debt. I want to be able to have this net worth. I want to be able to make sure that I'm not just in a job, I'm actually in a career. And if you can begin to do those sorts of things, you're going to set yourself up for success. And what's great is in your 20s, it doesn't have to be super, super difficult.
No, I like you just mentioned have a career. I also like the idea of, yes, you start disciplining. You live on less than you make. It's one thing to build up your cash to where you cover your highest deductible, you cover your emergency reserves, but also put that money to work. Your army of dollar bills is that much more powerful. You go look at our wealth multipliers in your 20s, so have a plan for what you're doing with every dollar that comes into your army of dollar bills.
Yeah, with Steve Burkholder that says that if you're saving, you're succeeding. If you are living on less than you make, if you're putting some money aside for the future, you're doing the thing that you ought to be doing. And we already said this, in your 20s, saving does not have to be difficult because it only takes a little bit. It takes a very small amount. If you could just go look at your paycheck right now, whether you get paid weekly or monthly or bi-weekly, you just look at how much you're getting paid. I want you to just take that number, whatever hits your checking account, and multiply it by 5%. It's a great starting spot. And just say, okay, if I can just save that 5% and put it aside and not spend it, not consume it, and I can actually take it and save it and then invest it and put it to work for me, I then get to take advantage of, I get to capitalize on the wealth multiplier, which shows how powerful my dollars can be.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think we take a lot of flack for people because we say we want you to be saving and investing 25% of your money. In your 20s, that's completely aspirational. The reality is if you go look at some of the resources we have on our website that have done the math, 10% can do tremendous things. 15%, if you count your employer match on top of that, is going to change your future life. But the biggest thing, and Bo, you said it best, if you can just do something. So that 5%, that is going to move mountains for your future self. So don't sleep on the fact. Go to moneyguy.com/resources. Look at our wealth multipliers. Play around with our calculators and all the things. You will leave and you'll think about money differently. You'll spend differently. You'll save differently. You'll invest. And I'm telling you, your future self will be the beneficiary.
All right, so what does wealthy look like in your 20s? Well, wealthy looks like if by the end of your 20s, you can say these affirmative statements. Okay, I've got no consumer debt. Check. Okay, I've got a fully funded emergency reserve, which means I'm past step 4 of the financial order of operations. Check. And I've begun building and investing so that my total liquid portfolio is at least equal to 1 times my annual gross income. If you can say that by the end of your 20s, you are setting yourself up for a beautiful next decade in your 30s.
Yeah, and when we talk about investable assets, we're talking about, hey, that 401k with that free match from your employer. We're talking about that Roth IRA. We're talking about all those investment accounts that will be your army of dollar bills that make it where you don't have to continue to work with your back, your brain, or your hands forever.